your funeral doesn't have to be a scary thing. At least that's what author Kathy Benjamin thinks.
Her book, It's Your Funeral, Plan the Celebration of a Lifetime Before It's Too Late, walks us through the funeral planning process and death in a practical, even humorous way. She joins us now to explain. Kathy, woo, that is a title if I've ever heard one. A celebration of a lifetime, huh?
Yeah, I mean, that's when you break it down, that's what a funeral is. You're celebrating the person who lived and the life they lived and what they meant to people.
I love this idea too, because I had always thought, I'm not even going to be here. Why should I worry? Why should I have it be this solemn thing? Why can't people celebrate the life that was lived?
Definitely, you know, and it helps you when you're alive to feel like you have some sort of control over death in a way, because you, even if you won't be here, you'll know what's going to happen after. And you're also leaving an easy way for the people that you love the most to not have to worry once you're gone.
Okay, so how do you have this conversation? A lot of people don't want to talk about this because they think it points out their mortality, I guess.
Yeah, it does. And that's one of the things with the book why I wanted it to be humorous, because you don't have to sit a loved one down and just be like, look, we're going to have this really depressing, horrible conversation. You can add humor to it. You can be like, hey, remember this really funny story about your life? Do you want us to tell that at your funeral? Like, do you want people to know about that, or is it too embarrassing? It'll depend on the person. Obviously, you know your loved ones best and how to approach them. But at the end of the day, you can be afraid of mortality, but it's going to happen to all of us. So you may as well have that conversation about it and try and make it at least as enjoyable as possible.
And I like the fact that this opens the door for that conversation before you really need to have it. I feel like too many times people wait until someone's sick or ailing, and then of course it's going to be unpleasant at that point. If you do it when people are, in a good space, you can make it a party.
Yes, definitely. It is definitely, you're in a different mindset when you're like, oh, this is a theoretical thing that's far down the road. But the reality is we never know. So it's better to plan now and, not have to, be burdened with that during some of the worst times of your life, for sure.
All right, so what are we talking about here? When you're planning your funeral, are you talking about the kind of music you want to have, who you want to speak? What are the things that we're talking about when you're planning your funeral?
Yeah, the book covers, just about every angle. Obviously, do you want to be buried, cremated? Are you interested in green burial? What happens to your body after you die is probably the first decision to make. And then after that, I've got lists for music, things you don't want played. Maybe you really don't want Ding Dong the Witch is Dead played at your funeral. You can make sure that's noted. Who you want to give your eulogy, who you want as pallbearers, what you want in your obituary, the photo you want for your obituary. We're so obsessed with our photos online now. It's like, well, which one of those is going to be the main one that everyone sees?
Have you actually planned yours out, and is it going to be super unique?
I have planned mine out. I don't know about unique. It's unique in the sense that I don't want everyone to come together as a group. I have a playlist. I'm a writer, so I wrote out a letter that I want sent to everyone, and I want everyone at the same time around the world to sit and kind of reflect on me and listen to the playlist and read the letter.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
really
a cool
way of putting it.
Yeah.
Now, before you wrote this book, you wrote another book about all the strange things. You cover death. Is that more than just writing obituaries and, say, a newspaper? You cover death.
Yeah, it's really fascinating. I think it's part of what makes us human. When you look back on history, you have 100,000 years of people trying to deal with the same feelings, no matter, if they're cavemen or modern day. Someone dies and you're sad about it, and now you have to do something about the person who's passed. And so all of these things throughout history are just humanity trying to deal with these incredibly important emotions and grief. And so I think it's really interesting to see how people have done that, and you can learn from it.
What got you so interested in this path?
Because I was terrified of death, terrified, like ruining my life, kind of terrified of death. And so I said, if I learn about it, then I can kind of have that control over it. It won't be so scary because I'll know so much about it.
Okay, so what's one of the strangest things you've heard when it comes to death and anything that surrounds it?
I think it's kind of interesting how quickly things change. When I wrote my first book in 2013, putting cell phones in a coffin was considered very weird. Like, I included it as a strange thing a few people were doing, and now it's one of the most common things people are buried with.
Really? I guess,
So what do? You call? Are they expecting a call or something?
The battery will die too.
Actually, some people do that. They'll keep paying the phone bill because then you can hear the voicemail message of the person you love. Let's say their team wins the Super Bowl. You want to feel that connection and call them. It's almost like as we become a more secular society, whereas before you might have prayed, now you might be like, I'm going to call them.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's so many things to consider that I don't think people consider when they get to those end of life decisions. If you have not lost a loved one close to you, a lot of decisions to make.
So many. And things that I learned when writing the book that I hadn't even realized, and things that require permits, things that cost a lot of money that you might not have considered. So you're really, really helping out your loved ones, your next of kin, by planning ahead so that they don't have to put on what is essentially something on the scale of a wedding in 5 days when they're crying.
Right.
Yeah, that is the tough part about it. All right, Kathy, it's a subject that a lot of people don't want to talk about, but like you say, it's your funeral plan, the celebration of a lifetime. We appreciate it. Thanks a
so
lot.
much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.